For me, I scored 170 out of 170 in quantitative. So that helped in the sense that, okay, I have 154 out of 170 in verbal. So my total score was 324 out of 340. I'm from Sunam. It's a small town in Punjab. So it's near Patiala. So if I have to really pinpoint what made me like really interested in the science thing, would be also the Discovery, National Geographic, all these shows, and my science teachers and math teachers. And then there were some coaching institutes from Patiala who which visited our school, and then they gave us this presentation that, oh, this is IIT. If you want to study engineering, you have to crack an exam. Then I inquired about it, and then I got to know a few coaching institutes like in Kota and in Chandigarh. And family didn't really want to send me to Kota, so I went to Chandigarh. Like, it was a middle ground, not going to Patiala, but not going to Kota as well. So I wanted to do mechanical engineering, and based on my rank, so the best choice for me that time was IIT Guwahati. For the start, like, it was a really nice experience there, especially with the batchmates around in the hostel. I was in Manas hostel, like it was 300 people, like one of the smaller hostels actually. And we had inter-hostel events, like cultural events and technical events. And you could also participate in inter-IT competitions, like technical ones or robotic competitions. And there was automobile club and robotics club, which I participated in. Robotics club for just the first year, which I wanted to try out, but then also I tried automobile club, and I stuck to that for like 3 years. But after first year, I was also, like, as I was interested in physics, I thought, oh, I should probably switch my branch to engineering physics. So I was just trying out different things, and I went to IISER Mohali to just do a small internship. Like, it was a small project on special theory of relativity, and I just read the theory and discussed with the professor. So after third year, we actually had to do an internship, and I was kind of already going towards it. Oh, I should probably try for masters, and I wanted to do an academic internship. So I started emailing to the professors around in different countries, and then I went to Brussels after my third year. So those 2.5 months, I got to know a little bit about the field of fluid physics, which I'm actually now working on as well. During my internship after third year in Brussels, I kind of knew that, okay, I want to apply for masters. So I started doing these flashcards. There's this Magoosh app, Magoosh GRE app. They have these flashcards. It's like one word each. You can just practice through the app. So I used to do that like half an hour, 1 hour. Just started preparing through that to have a word list. Other than that, there is this official website. So I think that's really helpful for GRE and TOEFL, like especially. They also have some booklets where they specify what's the syllabus and what kind of things you need to do. There are 2 practice tests which you can do them for free. And so the general advice seniors used to give us in Guwahati was, okay, you take the first test without any preparation, just to get to know what kind of exam it is. So we just used to take that first exam and then prepare, and then take the second exam to know where we now stand. So those 2 exams, that's how we used to use from the GRE website. But some practice exams some seniors used to have, which we tried. So the main thing for GRE, I would say, is one is the word list. I went for this Magoosh app, which helped. And there are some Barron's list, 333 word list, like high frequency list, which you can practice. And there's also this Word Power Made Easy book. And at the end of it, like, there is a word list, and it also like helps to know the origin. Or I really didn't use it, but a lot of people actually said that it's a much better tool to learn about that word list. So first is word list. Second, I would say, is comprehensions, which you really need to practice. I mean, for me, that was the case, at least, because it usually takes a lot of time during the exam to actually solve them and all. So I think that's better to also practice a lot of comprehension. Other than that, it was quantitative, like maths. Maths I didn't really practice much. So I read this official note, the booklet, what is the syllabus and everything, and I did it for like just 2 days, because we kind of already like during coaching and all, so you do go through those things a lot. So there are two sections, like verbal, and so I'm not sure if I'm like naming them correctly. So it's like one about the English and one about the maths. So like verbal and quantitative, I think. And then both of them have 170 and 170 marks. So it's like 340 is the highest you can get. And out of that, I think also if you really attempt a little bit, it's not like you can score 0. It's also like about the overall profile, but if you really want a score, it would be, let's say 325 plus is, you don't need to think about it. For me, I scored 170 out of 170 in quantitative. So that helped in the sense that, okay, I have 154 out of 170 in verbal. So my total score was 324 out of 340. So for statement of purpose, so the first really useful advice to me was that just write everything out, whatever you want to say. Don't see any SOP before the statement of purpose from any of the seniors. Just first write what you want to say about yourself, about the projects, about the masters, about anything. Like it's easier to cut down on words rather than like build up, like, okay, I have 2 lines and I need to go 2,000 words, let's say. So 900 to 1,000 words is a good limit to aim for. But I think I kept mine at 1,200. Also, word limits for 1,500 words or 1,800 words in some of the applications. So first thing would surely be just write down everything you want to write, and then you need to think about it, and after a couple of weeks come back to it, that you need to spend time on it. So the deadline for most of the American US universities was 15th December. I think a couple of them also had 15th November or 1 December. So 15th November was the earliest deadline I knew from my friends. For me, it was 1st December was the starting of some of the deadlines. And then 15 December, and in Switzerland it was 15 January. But some of the European universities, like the one I'm in now, Twente University, they didn't really have a strict deadline per se. They had somewhere around April or May you could apply, and then they have like golden admissions. They will just evaluate your profile within a week and then send you the response. So they didn't have a deadline as such. But so if there's a deadline now, I would say like 1st December or 15th December. So you have to get everything ready by then. So what I did was I came back from my internship after 3rd year at the end of July, and then I started preparing for GRE by practicing comprehension, by giving these exams. I spent a month on it in August. So that was my August in the nights. Like I used to spend 2-3 hours every day. Usually I would say for GRE, if you spend, it also depends actually, like what's your background in maths or verbal. You might need more practice, of course, but a good estimate would be 2 months should be sufficient. Like 1 to 2 months should be 2-3 hours, 3 hours a day. Let's say 50 days we are spending. It should be good to prepare for the GRE, to get like good enough marks. Like that's how we used to think about it at least. So for August I prepared for it, and in the first week of September I took the GRE, and then I also prepared for TOEFL, but that was a shorter process because I had verbal practice from GRE part, and then I spent 3 weeks or so to prepare for that, and I got a date in October, I think, to take it, because I wanted to do it at Prometric centers. So there's a speaking section in TOEFL. So the advice was always around the campus that you go for Prometric centers, because other centers you don't really know. There might be some really good centers as well, but some of them really might have a lot of people talking around you, where you might not be really able to attempt it nicely, the speaking part in TOEFL. So I looked for Prometric and I didn't really find a date in Kolkata, so I had to come to Gurgaon, Gurugram now. So like there they have a lot of centers, so you can find a date much more easily there. So I had my GRE in the first week of September and TOEFL in October. So that's just the GRE and the TOEFL part. So because I did need my scores before the applications, and you also need to send them to the university, so that also takes a few days. Some of the universities also need a personal history statement, which is PHS. It's a bit different from the statement of purpose. Statement of purpose might be more about that, okay, this is my experience in my bachelor's, these are the projects I had, and I want to apply to this thing, this master's program. But the personal history statement is more about what's your cultural background, or especially in US, like I think I was asked by 2 universities to provide a personal history statement. And then it is just more about your family, about yourself and your culture, and they will give you guidelines and on the university website itself. So you need to set up those accounts and see what they actually need, and try to ask your professors that they will receive an email, could you please upload my letter of recommendation, and university will tell you that okay, they have uploaded, because they don't want you to upload, of course. Then they just send an email to the professors, you need to provide their email IDs, and that also needs to be done. So ideally just start applying in November in those accounts if you're applying for the December deadline. But for Europe it was quite okay to apply late as well, like for Feb intake. If they really want to come to academia, or even for the other fields as well, they just should try things. They really shouldn't think too much of what to do, or what if this doesn't work. You can always like switch to other things later on as well. But also like, okay, so if you really want to work on anything, just make an informed decision, a conscious decision, talk to people and find out about it and find why you're interested in it. That really helps in the long run.